Right. This has just arrived. This is Bold Forms' Lone Wolf. Right, so it kind of looks okay, but this is one of my pet hates at the moment, and it's something that I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to speak out on. Third-party companies just putting out crap, and what's happening as well is all the reviewers who are getting the upfront sort of sample copies for free put in these great reviews saying, "Oh, this is a wonderful toy, you should buy it," and basically you then have to shell out £100 or £130 for something that's absolute crap, so that the reviewer can keep getting their free stuff. This is a good example. What we have here is a toy that looks kind of good, and I'm pretty sure that when it's combined, it'll be great. But if we turn this sideways and zoom in, so I just can try and keep the light here. You can see, maybe if this, look at the finish on that. That is just purely kind of Shapeways type shit. Pardon the language. But the worst thing about this, like I said, in combined mode, this will probably be fine. But knee joints, there aren't any. So there you go. Yet another substandard product being released by a third-party company. They really don't care. And worst of all, the reviewers, if this ever zooms in, the reviewers are basically sort of saying, "Oh, hey, buy this. This is amazing. You know, you should spend your hard-earned money on this," and absolutely lying about the quality. I mean, like I said, that's not a stunt. I have ordered a case of 10, which was the minimum quantity. So that's, I think, about £900 these have cost me. And yeah, sure, I should be sales pitching you and saying, "Hey, this is the best thing ever, go buy it," so that I get my money back. But you know what? If the last 2 years of trading has taught me anything, it is that there's no money in this business. You either do it because you love it, or you don't do it because there really isn't money to be made. I mean, hell, I can't even get the arm out of that one. I mean, everybody thinks that there's these huge markups, and there really, really, really isn't. Because, again, so much of this stuff is absolute crap. So, yeah, Bold Forms Lone Wolf. Like I said, not too bad, but the knee thing is unacceptable. That's a total farce. Again, it's the, how do you pose it? Once it's combined, the knees work differently, but that's fine. But basically, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to lose a ton of money by saying it, but any customer who's bought it, we'll send it to you today. If you think it's not very good and you don't want it, send it back. If you do want to keep it, and we'll try and sort something out with you. Anybody else, don't bother unless you like kind of throwing your money away, or you think it's a really good toy. But yeah, Bold Forms Lone Wolf. Yeah, great. But yeah, this is the state of third party. Where basically anybody who has access to Shapeways or an etching machine or anything else, and believe me, if you look on certain websites, like I think it's Alibaba and Taobao, you can get in touch with these factories who make the stuff for Hot Toys, for Sideshow, for Takara, all the best companies. You can get right in touch with them yourself, and you can pay them, a fairly reasonable price to make stuff for you. And that's all these people do, is they are just churning out absolute crap, one thing after another, and ripping everybody off. As retailers, we get very little support. Most of my collection is missing pieces because God knows, you can't get a response to emails from a lot of these companies, and they don't want to know. And yeah, this is why we're seeing now so many third parties, companies vanishing, or people talking about, "Oh, is the bubble going to burst?" Yes, it is, because people have had enough. And if the reviewer that you're following, and I'm not going to name names, but if you're following a reviewer and they are getting their toys in advance, well, essentially they're being paid for their opinion. So, bear that in mind. That person's job is to sales pitch you, because if they say anything bad, their supply of free stuff comes to an end, and that's it for them. So they aren't going to criticize the product. Their job is to tell you, this is wonderful, you should buy it, and they will, no matter what the quality is actually like. Me, I'm not making money from Masterforce. We're 2 years in, we still haven't broken even. In fact, we make a loss each year, but that's fine because I've got a full-time job, and I don't mind that, because it's something of a hobby for me. So yeah, there you go. So I'll always call it as I see it. I said Apollyon would be crap, and the entire sort of community, had divided opinions over it. Some thought I was, a massive asshole for saying that. But I think in retrospect, I've been proved right that it didn't live up to its quality, and this is another example where, again, I should keep my mouth shut. I should say, hey, yeah, this is great, give me money for it, and then I make a profit, or at least break even, which is nice. But no, I'd rather basically be upfront and say, no, don't buy this crap. And once again, this has been a Masterforce review, if you want to call it that.